So I read 3 articles about the proposed Sinclair Tribune merger, and I created my little SWOT analysis. So this is what I found. It's a little hard to read, obviously, so I'm going to just read it to you. So in the strengths category, I put that Sinclair Broadcasting Group is already the largest in the U.S. With 173 stations, and they have over 400 journalists. And for the weaknesses, I put that they are generally conservative leaning in their coverage, and that can kind of put off certain consumers, and that's definitely made people concerned. Consumers are worried about conservative propaganda, basically just having, biased content coming into their homes, and it's sort of everywhere because Sinclair will become kind of a monopoly. And they are worried as well that Sinclair could possibly snuff out independent voices, which would lead to a lack of free speech, because if they are a monopoly, they're really going to be the ones controlling what kind of information is given out to consumers. And if they are more conservative leaning, and regardless of that, if they were biased in any kind of way, that could definitely affect free speech. So for opportunities for Sinclair in this merger, I put that they would have increased operational efficiencies, which would mean they would be able to improve their facilities and studios. They'd be able to increase local coverage, including news. They'd be able to increase their value to multi-chapter video distributors, and they would be able to increase the amount of syndicated and original programming they offer. And they would also have 200 plus stations, also being in some of the top markets in the United States: Los Angeles, New York, Chicago. So this would be very beneficial to them, of course, in this merger. But the threats, however, include higher prices, which could drive away consumers. Yes, they would be kind of a monopoly, so it would be kind of hard to get away from them, but that would definitely give them a lot of bad press, and it has that factor. Higher station or increased station blackouts, less choice, which people are never a fan of. They like to get outside of their filter bubble and get different opinions, and of course less local news. They would have more streamlined kind of generic packages being broadcast. So basically the merger would be definitely would affect free speech, so I think people on both sides that's why they're opposed to it. Because it'd be very cookie cutter, and it would be, you wouldn't really be getting that variety that you look for when you're watching the news, and seeing both sides of an issue. It's very likely that it would be very narrow-minded, very one-sided, I guess is the best way to say it. So that's my thought.